Hi, Brian Habel with SoUtah.com. Appreciate having you here on my site. Subject for today, would you like to call the sign in the yard and work with the agent that's representing the seller? That's natural. You're going to call on the property and ask questions about it, right? Or, if you knew it was free and built in, would you choose to have your own agent? Now I'm going to talk about how it's a no-brainer. The single greatest innocent mistake that can possibly happen is not knowing about representation and the fact that you have your own built-in realtor at a great expense. Okay, you can call the sign in the yard. That realtor is representing the seller. They're bound by covenant to try to get their seller highest and best price. That's their primary motivation. They're not going to tell you about the next door neighbor's house that's being sold for less, or the one that just sold down the street for less. So you need to be careful. So you can get roped into showing the home. You then might be more inclined to want to actually use that agent. If that agent ends up helping you out and writing up the deal, that agent becomes what we call the limited agent, where they're now supposed to act more neutrally, and it's legal in Utah. In other states it's not legal. They feel that there's going to be a conflict of interest, possibly with representing their seller more strongly, or that you're not getting as strong representation as you could. For those people who are savvy for that, the buyer a lot of times will want to have their own representation so they know what they're getting into. Largest purchase of their life. So what is standard across the multiple listing service across the board with broker reciprocity is that buyer's agents out there can represent you on other listings with other real estate companies. As such, pretty much on all of the listings that are listed, there will be, most often it's going to be 6% commission, whereby there's enough commission built in to have you be represented by your own agent. And this is explained clearly in the paperwork. When you go to sign, there will be a whole paragraph that'll mark how it is that each party is entitled to be represented by its own agent. And this is from the Utah Association of Realtors, the form that everybody uses, and in a lot of other states it's the same way. You have built in a free agent. And this is a little video characterizing the excitement that the listing agent that's representing the seller will have in possibly double-ending something, and in representing you as well.
It's you!
Yes, man cub. So nice to see you again.
Oh, go away. Leave me alone.
Let me look at you. You don't want me to look at you? Then you look at me.
No, sir. I know what you're trying to do, cop.
You do? I mean...
Sail on a silver mist and slip into a silent slumber. Yes, what is the truth then? What is the truth? The truth is that you do not have to accept a limited agency situation, and that there is something already built in to the listing arrangement. Enough commissions to provide for your own agent for free. This just feels better, and I wonder why, because we're actually using what's built in. I wanted to actually show it to you here. The seller's listing arrangement shows here a 6% commission that's being exacted from the seller. Out of that, there is 3 of it that's being extended to all realtors on the multiple listing service, and you can see that represented right here on their listing sheet. Buying office commission 3%, and this is the realtor's view, showing a holdout is here for us every time. So you won't see this on your MLS sheet of the same house, but we'll always see it there for ourselves. And it's typically 95% of the time going to be 3%. you know, if not, it's going to be like 2.5. Sometimes on new construction they do that. Okay. So you bet you can call the sign in the front of the yard, in front of the house, and that agent will want to come help you out.
Slip into silent slumber, sail on a silver mist. Slowly and surely your senses will cease to resist. You're snoring.
Sorry.
Trust in me, and just in me.
Okay, the single greatest entanglement is when you have the listing agent show you the home. If you must call that sign, just tell him or her that you have your own agent, but just have some questions on the home. And of course you can call me anytime you want, and I can research that information that you're looking for on the listings. On short sales is when your buyer's agent becomes particularly effective for you. Special attention on that, because hunting down some information can be crucial to you not wasting time on those. Okay. A buyer's agent often is, you could say, in one way to look at a buyer's agent is your conscience saying, I was put into the equation at huge expense and you never used me. You wrote up the offer through the same agent that represents the seller. So what does your agent do for you? Okay. That the seller's agent would not be inclined to do for you. Share with you reasons why not to buy this property. Show you any and all homes that would compete with it. Hey, let's see some more. Because I know when we see those more, the chances are heightened that you're going to get what you need for yourself and your situation. Include contingencies in the contract that protect you. Keep your optimal price you'd consider confidential. Your bottom line price, you're going to give it away with your body language typically. But with your own agent, hey, what's the worry? Assess the value of the home by drawing on the entire market to include comparable recent sold homes in the same neighborhood. In other words, if there's a home right down the street that just sold, who's going to tell you about that? Your buyer's agent. Most often, with pretty much every buyer, I'm informing them, hey, when we find something, don't worry about getting taken on price. We'll have a good idea after looking at all these listings. However, you may want to fill it in and assure yourself with the solds that have sold and quadruple your experience through other buyers who would only buy after looking at 10 listings. Tapping into those sold listings that are comparable to the one that you're about to put an offer on is going to heighten your awareness of what the actual value of the home is, so that you can come just underneath of that, or in your pricing strategy to put an offer underneath of that, and be willing and knowledgeable with your agent, even being able to use those comparables in the negotiations to get a seller that's up in la la land to come down to reality. Okay, also help you find a home in the best location. An identical home can differ in price by as much as $50,000 to $80,000 based on just its location. So when I'm looking at the solds and the comparables for you, I am assessing value much like an appraiser. Also when we're basing it on the location. Would you like to work with the seller's agent or have your own agent that represents your interests for free? And a little testimony from Joy in San Jose, California. These are her exact words. We had a great conversation on the phone, and I says, hey, would you mind writing a little testimonial of your experience with me and calling? And this is what she wrote. She sent me an email and says, after viewing Brian's very informative website, I decided to call him and ask him some questions. He was extremely helpful, More importantly, he was easy to talk to and so warm and friendly. He made me feel that St. George would be a great place to live. And it surely is. So I'm hoping that you yourself will feel comfortable and encouraged to give me a call whenever you have any questions on any properties. I hope this has been very informative for you, and I'm here for you anytime. Feel free to call and enjoy the site and shopping the listings. Appreciate having you here.